of the morning, all you 844,000 glorious subscribers and patriots. It's great to have you here. If for nothing else, just to crack a virtual beer with me. I ain't got one, but as long as you make it something that's not a Bud Light, we're fine. Now, liberals, hookers, and scumbags, you ain't gonna like this video very much. But everybody else, I feel like if you pay attention, Uncle Buddy's gonna lay it down for you. Class is in session. I got something very, very unique to lay out, and I want you to hear me out on this because the title, I understand, is a little bit shocking. I've been thinking, assuming that we are headed to a very post-apocalyptic world very, very soon, I've got everybody on here with kids that are 12, 13 years old, to parents, to grandparents even. If you plan on being married, or you love somebody that is planning on being married within the next 5 to 50 years, listen up because I'm talking to you. I actually think there is a good case to be made for going back to arranged marriages. So first off, before we get into that, anyone who thinks they want to go ahead and put their application in, who, if you have a daughter that you're raising to be a standout, who is a non-self-obsessed, non-TikTok type of girl, just go ahead and let me know. I'd love to hear about her for my sons. But no, seriously, I actually think, when I talked about this on the Buddy Brown podcast, and I just wanted to expand a little bit on it. My wife has a brilliant, brilliant motto that she tells our boys for any future daughter-in-laws that are going to come into our house. And y'all have probably heard it before if you're on here a lot, but it's a brain in her head, a smile on her face, and God in her heart. And as dad, I always add, and must have no desire whatsoever to ever be famous. If she wants to be famous, she's going to be married to that. I've seen it way too many times with the circles I've been running in. You don't want nothing. No thank you, little darling. You keep on worshiping yourself. We don't need you here. But let me be very, very clear on this. I want to be very clear. There used to be a day when there were two powerful patriarchs, and they would come together and they would arrange a marriage for their son and their daughter, and they would get married, and a lot of times they weren't even in love. They spent their whole life miserable. I'm not talking about that crap. That's insane. What I'm talking about is the current and future societal rot being so bad and so morally decayed that, and so self-obsessed, that I feel like a bunch of parents are gonna, with high expectations and high values, are gonna have to kind of start looking around for kids that our kids could possibly marry. This ain't even getting into the fact that the birth rate is plummeting so fast because marriage is dying out. We won't even be able to sustain ourselves. I think the odds of finding a traditional spouse with maturity, non-attention craving, non-dramatic, Christ-following, kind-hearted, hard-working kind of spirit is about like the odds of Anderson Cooper keeping a woman safe in Chicago after dark. I would love to see that because it ain't gonna happen. Here's how it all started. I was sitting at a bonfire with my best friend and his wife outside their house in McKinney, Texas 2 years ago. And she's just kind of making a joke, but she said, I don't know how my daughter's gonna find a real man or a real leader by marrying age with the way things are going. I'm sure these are some conversations y'all have had in your house, y'all who care, many, many times. You know, she's like, if we find that rare specimen, we're almost gonna have to reserve them and go back to arranged marriages. And that hit me hard. She said it as a joke, but the more we talked about it, the more it made sense. It's a tribal instinct that we really shouldn't ignore because the disease of woke ideas and forever being single and never passing your bloodline is spreading fast. I don't think it's gonna be long before a certain group of people with high expectations start making some agreements, is what I'm saying. And I'm not telling y'all not to let your kids have free will or, you know, let them live their life. I always say, you know, we're never going to do anything to take your happiness away. As long as you're not embracing sin, I'm for you, man. You go do it. But I also feel like we need to have 10,000 times more discernment than our kids do, because I can't tell y'all how many idiots I chased between the ages of 16 and 22 when I was in high school just because they had a great set of legs. And thank God they're not raising my kids right now. Young men here listening, I'm telling y'all, I agree with Phil Robertson completely when he says the more makeup they got on there, the more evil they're trying to hide. The more makeup they have, it can cover up a lot of evil, and you don't want no evil woman. I also love Denzel Washington's quote. He said, her mindset is gonna raise your kids, not her body, not her looks, so choose wisely. Just some stuff to think about. God bless y'all.